Hi, I'm Jane Hamill from FashionBrainAcademy.com, and welcome to How to Really Start Your Own Line. So I am making this video because I want to help new designers go the shortest, easiest path from idea to sales. Okay? This is a really hard business, I gotta tell you. There's, 9 out of 10 designers go out of business? And I want you to be lucky as I was, not lucky I suppose, but really to be the one that succeeds. And in order to be somebody who's going to succeed as a designer, you'll need to learn as much about where you're going to go, how you're going to do it, what are the shortcuts, what are the tricks, you know, what's happening, what's the real deal in this industry, and that's what I want to tell you. One thing about me is that I'm really honest and I want to share the information that I have. So if I can help you avoid some of the mistakes that I made when I had my own business for 14 years, let me tell you, I made about a gazillion of them. I mean, so many I couldn't even count them. But I learned from them and I stayed in business, you know, for 14 and a half years. So I have a lot to share and we're going to go through all the steps, okay? It's going to be a lot of information here. It's going to be like a big, broad pieces of information, a little bit today, so you can get an overview of everything you're going to learn with the How to Really Start Your Own Business group, okay? So let me tell you, there's 3 major steps that you're going to take. The first one that you want to do is you want to lay the foundation for your business. Now, I know this doesn't sound that sexy and that exciting. Oh, lay the foundation. Great, Jane. Yeah, snore. But let me tell you, laying the foundation, to me it's a fascinating part because it has research and things involved. But without laying the foundation, I have worked with designers who go straight to, I want to just design and sell. Like, how do I push a store? And you just can't do that. It doesn't work. I mean, I'd be happy to give you the shortest path if that was a viable option, but it just really isn't. So step 1 is laying the foundation for your business. Step 2 is designing your line. And step 3 is taking your line to market, okay? So this is the process that you go through. You set your foundation, you start working on your line, and then you start working on how you're gonna take your product to market. So let me tell you about the first one, okay? And we'll go over some of the details. So let me grab my little handy dandy marker. When it comes to laying the foundation, all right, so this is actually a little bit harder and a little more in-depth than it seems. The first one you want to think about is my idea feasible? And when I say feasible, I want to know not only can you do it, but can you make money from it, okay? Yeah, that's a big one, right? My cameraman's laughing here. But feasible? Feasible? Okay, don't kill me if I'm not so good with my spelling. So, is your idea feasible? Is there a market for what you want to do? Can you catch a pulse from your market before you start designing just what you want to design? Because I've made this mistake myself with my business. I really just loved a certain kind of dress that I just wanted to do, and it wouldn't sell that well, and I was like, whatever, I'm having a great time doing it anyway. Well, eventually, you know, you want to be feeding yourself more than beans, and so you decide, okay, that type of thing is going to be maybe a little, my pet 10% of my business, and the other 90% is going to be really listening to the market and to what they want and reacting to what people want to buy, because that's kind of the name of the game, correct? So you have, is it feasible, and is it something that you could make money on? Is there a profit margin in there? Have you got what it takes? And what I mean by that is, do you have the ability to be not only a creative person, but a business person? A lot of designers start out and they just love design, they just love color and shopping fabrics, but they're very, very uncomfortable with the other sides of having a business. You know, selling, marketing, paying the bills, taxes, and that's not the really fun part for a lot of people. I happen to love a lot of those things, not paying the taxes, but the other ones. But I'm kind of the exception as a designer who loved doing the books and loved crunching numbers, loves Excel spreadsheets. But if you, especially with selling, if you don't want to be the person picking up the phone to call a store or to call a client, then it's going to be real hard for you to have your own business. So there's a lot of things like, are you set up to be a business person. And if you're not, that's okay. That's totally okay. If you want to just design, then it's better to know before you do it, right? So that's something we're going to look into. Is being a business person for you, or are you better off getting a job as a designer somewhere, or a pattern maker, or whatever you might do? Okay? Then you're going to think about what are your overall goals. You know, what selling avenue do you want to do? What kind of business do you want to have? How much time do you want to devote to this? That kind of thing. Then we're going to talk about money. The money talk. Oh yes, so much fun, right? But first we're going to find out, like, how much do you think it's going to take? Well, you know, I can't come to your house and look at your line and tell you how much you're going to need. That's something I do with my one-on-one clients. But what I can do is give you some guidelines for how much it takes to start a line, which market you're in, how long it takes to recoup some of your money, that kind of thing, and how much cash you might need. So the other thing is, where are you going to find the money for this? Are there options? You know, I'm not an expert on getting money, but I can guide you a little bit on where to go to look for some cash and how to finance this, okay? And then I'll give you some samples from other designers too and other people I've worked with, how much it costs them, how much it costs me, that kind of thing. Okay, so we have feasible, we have money. Yeah, that's a big dog, right? The money one right there. Keeping the books, that kind of thing. And then we have, what's your business structure going to be? By that, we need to find out, I'm going to tell you what business licenses you need and how to get them. It's so confusing when you go online and you say, like, irs.gov or something. Whoa, what do I need? You know, what's going to be your legal structure? Are you going to be incorporated? Are you going to be an LLC? Will you have a partner? Are you on your own? What are you going to do? I'll tell you what licenses you need, exactly how to get them, where to go. It's just simplify it for you, because it's a hassle. And then what's your business name going to be? You know, you may already have thought of a name. I don't know, but there's some things, tricks about names that I'll fill you in on. Okay, step 2, designing your line. Now this is a great one. It's always really fun. You're going to start looking into a lot of research here. You want to, you know what? I'm going to tell you, you have to go shopping. Sorry, I'm sure you hate that, right? But you got to go shopping. You're going to look at the market and try to figure out, does what you want to do fit in? Is there a market for it? You're going to go through your competition. You're going to look at who is your target customer and where you're going to be able to find them. You're going to look at what price points you're going to be able to make it at, and you're going to find a real niche. I don't think you can have a tight enough niche. I mean, to me, a real tight niche is a great idea these days. It's either a huge big box, you know, I do everything kind of company, or a real specialized niche, and I'm guessing you're going for the niche. That's my suggestion. And then we're going to look at what's your selling avenue. Are you just going to sell to boutiques? Are you going to do art fairs? Are you going to do craft shows online, trunk shows, home parties? I mean, you know, there's a company called Worth New York. It's like an $80 million company just doing sort of the Mary Kay party model with consultants at their homes. And that can be a great way to go. It doesn't have to be just selling to boutiques, all right? And then we want to know what you want to keep in touch with some of the trends, but I'm not working on so much what's happening in trends or anything, but I want you to keep in mind your product assortment. Do you need a whole collection? Are you going to do just tops, just pants, just denim? You know, something I think is a good idea is to niche it down and make a tight collection so people know what to go to you for. And we'll look at fabrics, materials, patterns, grading, how to get your samples made, how to find a contractor, a lot of things. It's very in-depth. And I'm telling me 9 minutes? Whew, I better get going. Okay, so this is step 2. This is designing your line. Okay, so fabrics, samples, initial costing and pricing. So once you figure out where to find some wholesale fabrics, which I'll guide you through a little bit on that, you know, how to not get ripped off. How to not get ripped off from a contractor or a fabric person. And then, you know, how to get your first pattern made, your second pattern, that kind of thing. If you're doing accessories, we'll talk about that as well a little bit. And then how to weed out the line to make it, you know, a tight, organized collection. So let me just review. We have how to really start your own line in a way that's going to make sense so you can make money. There's 3 big steps. We've gone over the first 2. And now we're going to go to the next video. We're going to go up to step